Hi everyone, it's Jen Morgano from Card and Mum by Jen Morgano. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in the United States. I live on Long Island in the state of New York. Today I'm going to be making a thank you card using products from the Gathering Together Suite collection. And this was part of my Stamp-A-Stack that I just had. So we made 2 each of 5 different designs, and one of them was a thank you card. So I decided, hey, let's take advantage of this gorgeous set. So it consists of the Gathering Moments stamp set and the dies. You get these beautiful leaf images, and they're also, you can stitch with them, which I love. Some really nice images. We're going to be using the leaves. And then it also comes with this great embossing folder. Nice and big. Really gorgeous designer paper, and also these great jewels. So that's what we're going to use. And I'm also going to be using one of my favorite die sets, the Spotlight on Nature. So if you don't have these, think about it. They're great. Lots of circles, and they some nice designs. We're going to be using the one that measures about 3 1/4 inches diameter. Okay. So let me give you some measurements for the paper you would need. Your card base is going to be, I'm dropping everything on the side. Your card base is going to be 8 1/2 by 5 1/2, and we're going to score that down the middle at 4 1/4. Okay. And then for this really cool distressed panel, what you're going to do is you're going to take a piece of scrap that measures about 4 by 5 1/4, a typical type of card blank. And what I did was I took 2-tone paper and I cut strips that were 1 inch by 4 inches, and I glued them down to this paper. Then I embossed it. Then I cut it down to 3 3/4 by 5 1/4. Okay. I prepped this for my girls before they came because I know we were making 10 cards. I didn't want, I mean, not that I minded if they were here until midnight, but you know, I know that they wanted to make their cards and go. So I did prep this for them. This is 2-tone paper. The Cajun Craze might not be. I ran out. Shh, don't tell anyone. So I wanted to sand it up, rough it up. So we took some sandpaper or this block, and we just kind of rubbed it over to expose that white core. It's just a nice look. Okay, so did that, and then we adhered that down to our card base using your adhesive of choice. I've been partial to glue lately. Woo. Put that down. Okay. The next thing we had to do was to make our wreath. So we used a 4 by 4 piece of Very Vanilla, and we took that die that I said we were going to use right there, and we traced a very faint circle the inside. Okay. And then we're going to stamp. Here's a tip. I suggest you stamp your sentiment first in the middle so that when you make your leaves, make sure it fits around there and you're not covering it up. So I'm doing Expressing Heartfelt Gratitude in Early Espresso. And I'm going to use this leaf image with some Old Olive. My Old Olive is very juicy, so I'm going to stamp off once so it's not so overpowering. And you can just kind of stamp where you like, going around that circle. Okay. Then I use Cajun Craze for this image. You can see that halo there, but I should trim that. We're going to be cutting it out with the die, so it should trim that off. Okay, hopefully. If not, that's what embellishments are for, right, everyone? Then I'm going to finish it off with these little berries and some cherry cobbler some nice autumn colors. You can just throw them in, you know, where you want to. Boop. Some accents. Maybe one up here. Okay. Right. So let me move the ink out of the way so I don't make a mess. And let's do our die cutting quickly. So we're going to cut this wreath image out with that 3 1/4 diameter die, and then I used a large leaf, the large leaf die with a piece of DSP from the collection. The DSP measures about 3 1/2 by 6. Okay, so we use 2 different kinds. This is the one for my sample, that nice gold, and this is just a really nice autumn plaid. So let's cut those out. Circle, and then we'll cut our leaf out. And we have our leaf. Okay. So I'm going to take our card, and you can put your leaf down whichever way you want. I tend to like going this way, like the leaf is falling down. Look at, see, that's the other side of that plaid. Is some really nice foiled, really pretty paper. Good job stamping up. You always have the nice paper, right? Boop. Okay, so I'm going to lay that down. Then I'm going to pop our circle piece up with a bunch of dimensionals. Just put that in the upper left-hand corner. Then we have a basic beige bow. Make one of those quick. My ladies laugh because I always make the bows ahead of time and put them on a strip of glue dots so they can just pop them off and put them on. Okay, so that. Let me get a glue dot. And we just put on the side of our circle there. Oops. Tuck that under. And we'll finish it off with some of these. These are called Cajun Craze and Gold Dots, and they're really, really pretty. And again, you can use however many you want. I always say use an odd number, right? I think my upline shared that little bit of wisdom with me. That's kind of true. Whenever I do an even number, I kind of don't like it. Okay. And that is that. Pretty easy, I think. Really nice fall thank you card. Right, well, thank you for watching. If you like what you see and you see that red subscribe button down below, please click it so you can get notifications whenever I post a new video or short on YouTube. I'll also include links to my social media sites, my blog, Facebook, Instagram, and I'll also put a sign up for my newsletter in there as well. So please feel free to take a peek at that. I'll put a link to the blog post as well that I'll have that includes all the measurements for this in case you didn't write them down feverishly while we were making the card. Okay, everyone, I hope you have a great day and you get to do something crafty. Bye.